In a previous video, I highlighted on hacks that have been proven to prolong or sustain our youthful appearances. Now, although we might engage in practices or make lifestyle choices that lessen the effect of aging, over time, the aging process overpowers all efforts we make, and hence the appearances of fine lines and wrinkling, the weight gain, the appearance of gray hair, the joint problems, the metabolic problems, the memory issues. I think there's a need to embrace the expectation of what comes with aging. Although we should engage in practices that enable us to live the best version of our lives, we can, however, try not to hold on tight to the transitioning process, but embrace the new, the changes, and while working on the challenges that emerge with these changes, also embracing and appreciating the positive sides of aging. And so, this talk brings me to the subject matter of menopause. Hi, I'm Dr. Francisca Osage, and thank you for joining me on Francisca on Health Matters. With regards to the aging process, one of such are the observed changes during menopause. This issue in the past was met with so much unease. As a matter of fact, it probably still is, depending on the culture. Back as a medical student, during my Obs and Gynae OBGYN posting, the topic or subject was not as elaborated as the other topics on the various gynecological or issues on women's health. The irony is that for most women of ages 40 and upwards, who would then present to the clinic with gynecological concerns, a majority of them were and would be experiencing perimenopausal and menopausal symptoms. But due to the stigma associated with being menopausal, these symptoms would be downplayed and they'll be the focusing on other issues. Now, this is not to undermine my mentors. I am a proud product of one of the leading medical schools in Nigeria, the University of Benin, and mentored by seasoned professors of medicine and my then senior colleagues who are still my professional mentors. Now, back to the subject of menopause. Menopause is a term describing the absence of the menstrual cycle for at least a year. Now, prior to this observation, there's a period accompanied by several physiological changes as a result of the declining levels of the female reproductive hormones, most especially estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, and this is the perimenopausal period. The menopausal effect of decreased estrogen can also be experienced in females who have had their ovaries removed for whatever indication. There's also conditions in which the ovaries primarily fail to produce these hormones, and there are some other interventions or medications that can affect the production of these hormones. Example would be during certain cancer treatments. Now, in most of these cases, the menopausal symptoms are observed or experienced well before the usual age at which menopause occurs. There are very many symptoms that could be experienced during perimenopause, and these symptoms vary for every female, from irritability, anxiety, mood swings, insomnia, weight gain. There could be urinary symptoms of incontinence, frequency. There could be experiences of vaginal dryness, discomfort that could lead to decreased libido. However, for most women, the experiences are that of menstrual irregularities and for most women, hot flashes. It's also very important to note that with the experiences of these symptoms, it is highly necessary we avail ourselves to the healthcare facility in order to be evaluated by specialists, because these symptoms overlap with symptoms associated with other medical and gynecological conditions that need to be ruled out. However, overall, self-awareness is highly important. Though symptoms may vary, common to all is the declining effect of estrogen in the body, which prior to this period has played a very significant role in protecting the female physiological process, and its declining effect risks the body to cardiovascular problems such as heart failures and stroke. This therefore is the period to be very intentional and very ahead in terms of medical checks and lifestyle choices. And when it comes to symptoms, especially those that are bothersome, we shouldn't hesitate to schedule visits to our healthcare providers. Now, for symptoms such as hot flashes, vaginal dryness, and discomfort, there are remedies. And regarding the use of hormonal therapy, some doctors might harbor reservations, especially when it comes to women who are more advanced in ages. However, the use of such therapy can still be brought up for discussion. Now, when it comes to diets, certain diets such as ketogenic diets, diets rich in proteins, low in carbs and sodium, have been said to be very helpful with menopausal symptoms. There's also the importance of vitamin D and calcium, especially when it comes to bone health. Other minerals such as magnesium, copper, zinc are also said to be very helpful during this stage and crucial in easing symptoms. When it comes to the use of herbal supplements such as kava, ginseng, black cohosh, some women attest to the roles these play in easing menopausal symptoms. However, not much data is available, and so with their use, it is highly important to consult with your care provider, especially because some of these supplements might interfere with the use of other medications or even medical conditions. So it is very important to discuss their use with your care provider. Now, lifestyle is a big one here when it comes to habits such as smoking or the lack of exercises. Now, with the declining protective effect of estrogen on the blood vessels, these factors can easily accelerate the risks to cardiovascular problems such as clot formations, heart attacks, and strokes. So there's a need to be very intentional, avoid smoking and being sedentary, engage in exercises or activities such as walking, Pilates, that could help to reduce the risks to these cardiovascular problems. On the other side of this spectrum is the importance of embracing and owning, of becoming what I would call an advanced woman. I still recall as a teenager looking up to certain women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and over. I recall the level of grace and confidence these women exuded, and I looked forward to becoming just like them. In my late 40s, I have embraced the other aspects that come with these changes through lived experiences of wins and failures that have invested in me wisdom, tenacity, conviction, a sense of purpose and direction, not easily swayed by trends or fads. In this season, we have identified that which works for us and live by our own trends. We also have learned to appreciate our weaknesses and seek the help of others when need be, but also take advantages of our own strengths. At this stage, we should become the role models of upcoming younger women, teaching them our experiences, both good and bad, our wins or gains, and failures. We have learned from past mistakes of certain choices, choices involving friendships, relationships, even financial choices, career choices. And yes, some of us might still be in the process of figuring, but hopefully we are equipped with real experiences and are out to make better choices. And at this stage, we should have figured out it's not all about external beauty, beauty fades. It's not all about money. Money brings convenience, but not true happiness. In summary, let's learn to navigate these challenges, but embrace the positives. Again, I hope you found this informative and educative. And if you've had, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.